So first and foremost, I want to say rest in peace to Greg Allman from the Allman Brothers, creators of classic, timeless hits like "Ramblin' Man" and one of my all-time favorite songs, "The Midnight Rider." He also at one point was married to Cher. Yeah, Greg Allman, he was he was a rock star in every sense of the word. So yeah, I just want to get that out the way and mention that. Um, so as the title of this video alludes to, I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier or make a video about it sooner, but Dubai. Dubai is like one of the top exotic destinations for a lot of people. But Dubai has a lot of secrets, and there's an underworld regarding the sex trade that really contradicts its outward stance to the public. See, Dubai is an Islamic state, meaning it's very, very strict. Like, couples aren't allowed to hold hands in public. Women aren't allowed to show, a lot of skin. Homosexuality is prohibited. Even infidelity amongst married couples is shunned upon. But there are 30,000 sex workers that work the underground sex trade in Dubai. Dubai is the largest city in the Arab Emirates states. So it's part of what drives the culture. A lot of money is made from the prostitution trade in Dubai. A lot of women, and I mean a lot of women, go to Dubai to basically trade their use of time for money and gifts. Just like no different from when tourists go to Jamaica to sleep with the locals for exchange of monies and gifts for time given. No different from when people go to Vegas and do the same exact thing. But Dubai, you gotta be careful. See, a lot of people, a lot of women, particularly Instagram models or even struggling Hollywood actresses, will go to Dubai and usually give up sex for money to keep paying the bills or keep afloat. But it's just not any type of regular sex. Now, how I got introduced to people into that set or culture. Now, my experience with the sex trade goes way back, early 2000s. I was cool with a couple of recruiters, and back then it was an underground thing. Nobody really knew what this thing was. Nobody even heard of Dubai. Back then it was still like early Vegas, a lot of desert, and just a couple buildings. So I knew a couple recruiters. I also had dealings with a couple of Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades typically are older, middle-aged white women, and you can identify them with a spade tattoo somewhere on their bodies. And usually the spade tattoo indicates or lets people know that they, usually sleep with men of color for whatever, to give out for exchange of monies or whatever the case may be. A lot of times their husbands are cuckolds for the queens, and will pay men to sleep with their wives in front of them and record them and stuff like that. So I knew a few of them, but neither here nor there. So I knew recruiters back then, and back then, like I said, it was pretty underground. No one really knew about the trade like that. So they would tell me stories, and basically the sheikhs or sheiks and the sultans would pay these women tens of thousands of dollars to defile them and to basically have all types of depraved sex with them. Any type of fetish you think of, they do it. I mean, I think they will put the Germans to shame to some degree. And if you ever seen German porn, then you know it doesn't get much more extreme than German porn. But he was telling me a couple of stories like the sheiks, they would purposely consume a lot of laxatives And so they would purposely consume laxatives before the sex act, and they would literally shat on these women, and they would take bets as to who would, pretty much defecate the most on these women. And women would get pissed on. They had to drink piss. um, they would get pegged. They would get figged. And figging is if you take a piece of fig, like the fruit, and stick it up a woman's ass, and it creates a very hot burning sensation, almost like an icy hot. That's the sensation is that's been reported as what a fig feels like in someone's anus, rather. These women, I mean, just defiled in every possible way. Sex with animals happens a lot. But like I said, these women would get paid tens of thousands of dollars. And they would do this, they would go through this multiple times a day with tens of men. They would get ran through by a room full of men for hours at a time. And which is funny because, you see these women bragging about going to Dubai, and as soon as someone says, "Oh, you about to go get shit and pissed on," they're like, "No, I'm not, and I don't do that," and yada yada. Okay, anybody that's ever booked a trip to Dubai knows it is not cheap by any means. And these women, they were like, "Well, I ain't nobody gonna disrespect me. I'm gonna go over there and go do my thing." No, the fuck you're not, because you're going to an Islamic state. You're going to an Arab state, which means you're going to cover your ass up in front of those men. You're going to adhere to their laws and statutes. You think Arab men don't even respect their own women? You think they're going to allow American women with undercover feminist ideologies to come into the country and just do as they please? No. But good luck with that. So, do not let these women fool y'all. A lot of these women are going over there and getting shit and pissed on and eating shit and whatever the case may be for money. And this is how a lot of them are able to support their habits and their lifestyles. Like I said, a lot of your B and C list actresses go over there for a couple times a year to keep monies flowing in between roles. So I'm surprised it's not out there more like that. A lot of your porn stars go over there and get ran through. But hey, it is what it is. That's my rant. Y'all have a good one. Peace.